Today on the list, we give your RV a makeover, go back in time for glamour, and
All right, let's go.
try a workout that really packs a punch.
I'm not imagining myself hitting anybody, but if I were, oh, you better watch it.
Plus,
Oh!
we catch up with Oscar winner Diane Wiest.
In high school, my English teacher did a play, and I was in the play and I got a laugh, and that was that.
But first, why it's important for adults to make new friends. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and listen to this. Having friends can help you live longer, energize your marriage, and decrease depression. But according to a survey, the average American adult hasn't made a single new friend in the last 5 years. Well, it's time to change that. We're learning how to make and keep friends, and that's our featured story on today's Top of the List.
Human connection is more important than most of us realize.
It affects how long we live more than our diet, more than how much we exercise. Like there's a commonly cited statistic that loneliness is as toxic for our bodies as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Professor, speaker, and author of the new New York Times bestseller Platonic, Dr. Marissa G. Franco, says friendship can literally save our lives.
Just like we need food, water to function, we need connection.
So first, let's take a deeper look into why friendship is so crucial.
There's actually 3 different forms of loneliness, only one that's fulfilled by a spouse.
But as a society, Dr. Franco says, we tend to focus more on romantic relationships
In fact, to be in a healthy romantic partnership, you need friends, according to the research.
because science shows
We're happier around our friends than around our spouse because there's less responsibility when you're around your friends, less obligation.
research also shows we're happiest around our spouse and our friends, and that having friends not only affects you positively, but also your partner.
Because there's something called concordance, which basically means that the mental health of spouses ricochets off each other. So if something makes one of them happy, it's going to make the other happy.
So that brings us to how to make friends.
For friendship to happen organically, we need repeated unplanned interaction and to let our guard down. And we have that as kids, right? Gym, recess, lunch. As adults, we do not.
And that means you're gonna have to put in the effort, and one way to do that is to assume that people like you.
The biggest barrier is people are so afraid of rejection, but the science shows us you're less likely to get rejected than you think.
Dr. Franco says there's something called the liking gap. Basically, how much you think a person likes you versus their actual opinion.
In general, people underestimated how liked they were. And not only that, but people that were more self-critical, their liking gap was more pronounced. So they thought their critical voice was telling them the truth when in fact it was really distorting the truth.
Another way to find friends is to join something that's ongoing.
So not the book lecture, but the book workshop. Why? Because then we capitalize on something called the mere exposure effect, which is our tendency to like people more the more exposed we are to them.
So even though you may feel awkward at first, she says if you stick it out for 3 months or so, you'll likely find a connection. And finally, let's look at how to be a good friend, because most people think you have to be funny and insightful to build those relationships.
But in fact, that's being entertaining is the least important trait people report wanting in a friend. The most important is ego support, which is people make me feel like I matter.
And again, there's a real science behind all of this. It's called the theory of inferred attraction.
That people like people that they think like them. So just showing interest in other people and being kind and nice to other people, right? And then asking them to hang out.
So get out there and make those friendships happen. Finding friends is at the top of the list.
If you're trying to burn off a bunch of calories and stress, maybe it's time to hit something. Fitness studios that offer high-intensity interval training are now adding HIIT boxing classes to their lineup. So Christina's climbing into the ring to help punch up our workouts.
Wiggle your fingers for me.
It's time to put your boxing gloves on
All right, let's go.
and get ready for a new workout.
Your heart rate's up the whole entire class.
Boxing fitness instructor Ramsey San Miguel at Body Scottsdale is getting us in shape with HIIT boxing. Starting with the benefits.
Typically with boxing, most people think that it's just an upper body workout for most people when they come up here, but they don't realize the cardio component where you're toning your arms, you have to work your core. You're gonna feel strong, you're gonna feel powerful. Nowadays, I think it's huge for self-defense mechanisms. So having fun learning combinations and going hard, I think it's just a different way for people to honestly increase their fat loss.
And if you're the one who has bad knees or an injury, don't worry, because HIIT boxing is a low-impact workout.
It's gonna allow you to still work in a way where you're not gonna feel it.
So how long is a class typically, and how much can you burn?
So every class up here is usually 45 minutes to an hour. We like to say 45-50 is a sweet spot with a warm-up and a cool-down involved in it. But then also, depending on the size of the person, you can burn up to 450 to 1,000 calories.
Next, we're learning the basics.
First punch we're gonna throw is our jab. So your jab, front side, it's also considered a number one. Hands come up, elbows in. When I punch through, I'm rotating my hips and my thumb is rotating down. Perfect, yes, just like that.
Another need-to-know move, crosses.
Hands up, elbows in, crossing your body. We're rotating, getting that full rotation through that hip, adding that power. Next one, we're gonna add that front hook. So our number three here, soft bend in your elbow, your thumb is gonna rotate up and you're coming around the side at an angle. Yes, good, just like that.
I'm not imagining myself hitting anybody, but if I were, oh, you better watch it.
Now that we've got the basics down, it's time to do the workouts.
Typically in a class here, we'll have a combination on the bag, we'll go on the floor for cardio, we'll go back to the bag, we'll do the same combination 4 times, and then you're done with it.
All right, let's head to the bags.
Perfect.
And how long do you do this for?
20 seconds. Good. Awesome. All right, 10 seconds, taking it down. And resting.
Woo! Oh my gosh, how was that?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
That was such a great workout.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
What do you think? Am I ready?
Oh, you're more than ready.
All right,
be
let's see.
careful, be careful.
Watch it. Watch it out there.
We are getting you fit with HIIT boxing.
Between the cooler temperatures, colorful scenery, and reduced crowds, this is pretty much the best time of year you have to roll out your recreational vehicle. If you're looking to spruce yours up for a leaf peeping trip or maybe some tailgating, Jackie Denker has some ways to DIY your RV on a budget.
We are stepping out of the house and into an RV to do some amazing design renovations on a budget.
Just like most home designs, RV designs have changed over the years too. If you can find a way to make a budget-friendly change to an RV, you can save so much money and enjoy the process too.
To show us how it's done, we turned to designer and realtor James Judge. Starting with, look to change interior fabrics.
One thing is for sure, oftentimes RVs have really busy patterned fabrics, and this can be kind of an eyesore and make it look so much more dated.
So he says change it up.
You can actually oftentimes take off some of the cushions and have them reupholstered in a much more simple and durable fabric.
He says stick with a solid color, and
I really like focusing on vinyl fabrics for a lot of the cushions because it's super wipeable and really helps to keep things clean.
he also recommends changing out busy valances and blinds to something a bit more simple.
A soft curtain can really make a big impact to still give you privacy, but it's less dramatic in terms of the actual patterns and can look great too.
It's so much brighter.
For James's reno, he did all of this for $536. Next up, fixtures and finishes. James got rid of his polished brass hardware
and changed it up for some really beautiful matte black plumbing fixtures. And we also did low voltage lighting fixtures as well.
and to make a huge difference, paint the cabinets.
I picked a sage green color because it felt natural, and when you're in an RV, you're out to see nature. So it really tied it in to help make it look super inviting and more updated too.
And they decided to add stickers that look like tile for a backsplash.
The stickers were a great solution to bring in a different color, add more texture.
As for the cost, the cabinets, fixtures, and finishes came out to $1,075. Finally, it's important to focus on the details.
Hang artwork to really bring in some color and make that space feel like a home. Accessories in ways that not only look nice but add functionality. Put a tray down so then that way you have a place to put things.
And grab an ottoman.
It can be a side table or you can put your feet up on it. All of these things have multiple uses.
And whatever you add, remember Velcro.
So it doesn't move as you're going down the road.
The details cost James $172.
So all of this was able to be achieved for less than $2,000 and the transformation was pretty amazing.
We're on the road again with our updated and budget-friendly RVs.
Still to come on the list.
I personally love an intense smoky eye that doesn't have to be so linear.
Makeup trends from the 1920s are back.
They definitely did very bold cheeks back then.
Plus, how to send a unique birthday message from a celebrity.
Kuna Matata. Hi, everybody. It's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa.
And
when I read this, I thought, oh my gosh, this is just for me.
See what's in store for the mayor of Kingstown.
Don't ever mention my sons to me again.
Next on the list.
YouTube, yes, you were watching and enjoying this show, and now boom, I've busted in and I'm interrupting your mojo. I'm so sorry. But I have one quick job to do, and that's to ask you to please subscribe and ring the bell to turn on notifications. I guess that's 2 jobs. You do that, and guess what? You'll never miss 1 minute of the list. Huh? That's a pretty good deal. All right, back to the show. Welcome back, and call it a coincidence, but the vintage beauty and style of the 1920s is making a comeback in, wait for it, the 2020s. Celebrities are embracing the flapper decade by rocking some roaring 20s looks, so Hattie D. Jamal's getting jazzed up, jazz age style.
Roaring 20s beauty is back with the modern twist. So we're turning to professional makeup artist Denise Black to help us travel back to the future through our face.
The 1920s economic boom made glitz and glam the standard, so makeup was back, Jack. If you want to get swanky, you're gonna need to get smoky.
I personally love an intense smoky eye that doesn't have to be so linear.
The 20s were a modern age of rebellion, and what better way to protest than serving looks?
Back in the day, they didn't do it so structured like some people do nowadays.
In a decade all about breaking the rules, they didn't color within the lines using their eyeshadow, they smudged.
So I'm just gonna smoke out your bottom lash line. This is really gonna help create that smoky, intense eye.
Before the 20s, wearing makeup was risque, but society's attitude shifted and no one blushed about wearing makeup anymore unless they wanted to. Bringing us to color your cheeks.
Back in the day, they did a lot more cheek focus here.
Subtle cheeks may be a thing now, but putting on the Ritz meant you wanted cheeks that pop.
If you smile, you can see where the apples of your cheeks are, so we're just gonna focus the color.
The flapper decade was all about bringing that doll face to life, and rouge was all the rage.
They definitely did very bold cheeks back then.
The 20s saw makeup become more affordable, but not more available. Using lipstick as blush was common and a staple item for any dame to have. Wrapping us up with paint your pout.
So a lot of the lips that they did were very vampy, very dark, very red. So we're gonna use different shades of red to kind of create that ombre effect.
This makeup technique is called the Cupid's bow, and your lip liner is the arrow that brings it all together.
We're not gonna overline anywhere. We're not gonna overline out here. We're not gonna overline under here.
There weren't many color options, so lipsticks were labeled light, medium, and dark.
I think this part people had a lot of fun with because you can kind of go as vampy and as intense as you want.
And now you're ready to paint the town red.
I think we're missing something.
Makeup trends that say, I am 20s, hear me roar.
If you haven't heard of Cameo, it's basically a website where you can pay to have your favorite celebrity make a custom video for you or a loved one. Teresa Strasser shows us 3 surprising stars you can find on Cameo. Hey, Teresa.
Thank you. Yes, it is true. You can get custom videos from your favorite celebrities, but we are showing you some stars you might not have thought about before. Coming in at number 1, the Corn Kid.
I have the exciting news. I'm now on Cameo. Come and join me and have a fantastic day.
A 7-year-old boy named Tariq has become known as the Corn Kid all over the internet.
I really like cones.
The original video of him hit over 7 million views on Recess Therapy's page and even had a song made out of his interview.
It has to choose. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
And now you can get your very own custom Corn Kid video with prices starting at $145.
But you've got the juice. And that is a beautiful thing like cones.
Look, he is in high demand, so be sure to check the website for updates on when he's available. At number 2, Fiona the Hippo.
If you have a loved one that's a Fiona fan or a hippo or an animal fan, we would love to send them any sort of message you like.
Fiona is a premature baby hippo, the smallest hippo to ever survive.
Very, very happy 54th birthday from, of course, Fiona herself and from your bestie, Molly.
And yeah, Fiona's fee is a bit steep at $200 a video, but you can feel good knowing that all the proceeds go straight to the Cincinnati Zoo. And last on our list of unique cameo stars, Ernie Sabella, aka Pumbaa from The Lion King.
Hakuna Matata. Hi everybody, it's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa, and I'll be talking to you on Cameo.
Whether you're looking for a happy birthday, anniversary, or even just a verse of Hakuna Matata, Ernie's got you covered.
It's a problem-free philosophy.
He can even tell you fun stories about the making of the movie The Lion King.
Hans Zimmer, the Oscar-winning composer, said, Ernie, do you have a mouth trumpet? I said, yes.
Ernie is bringing all of us a glimpse of our childhood.
Hakuna Matata.
And his starting rate, only $39. Those were a few unique stars on Cameo. We've got lots more to come on the list. Stay right here.
Welcome back. When it comes to actors who can command the attention of an audience, few can match the mastery of Diane Wiest. Her shelf is full of awards, including 2 Oscars. So Teresa Strasser's taken a closer look at her stellar career, including her latest show, Mayor of Kingstown.
The light concealing cream goes on first. Then you blend and blend and blend.
With hits like Footloose, Edward Scissorhands, and The Birdcage on her resume, Diane Wiest is a truly accomplished actress.
Really?
Taking us through some of her many career achievements is the actress herself. Starting with her amazing body of work.
Yeah, I think I've had it with acting, these meaningless auditions.
I really did think I would be a ballet dancer for a while, but in high school, my English teacher did a play, and I was in the play and I got a laugh, and that was that. I forgot all about dancing.
You think you can tell me Beaton's refraction formula for the sun?
Her acting resume includes 66 movies and TV shows. Up next, her award-winning performances.
It means my name will never be mentioned again without 2-time Academy Award winner Diane Wiest. That it's like a title and you carry it around with you.
I've got to, latch on to something in my life, something with a future.
Besides winning 2 Academy Awards for the movies Hannah and Her Sisters and Bullets Over Broadway, Diane is also the recipient of 2 Primetime Emmys and a Golden Globe.
No, don't speak. Anything with Woody Allen. I was so lucky to work with him.
The heart is a very, very resilient little muscle.
But Diane isn't stopping anytime soon. Her latest hit is Mayor of Kingstown.
The Mayor of Kingstown is a look at America's greatest failures encapsulated in one city.
When I read this, I thought, oh my gosh, this is just for me.
Don't ever mention my sons to me again.
With production currently underway, what can fans expect in season 2 next year?
It's coming.
I don't want to give anything away, but there's a big change for my character, for Miriam, who goes from rage and anger to sort of being broken and finally realizing how lucky she is to have 2 sons that remain to her.
You can watch Mayor of Kingstown Season 1 on Paramount Plus or buy it on DVD and Blu-ray. That's Diane Wiest, a legendary actress entertaining us for over 4 decades. We'll be right back.
This is your place for great lifestyle trends, tips, and helpful hints.
It can help calm us, improve our mood.
What's new, what's now, and what's next? TheListTV.com.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for what's last on our list. And you may have heard about this year's list of finalists hoping for induction this November into the Toy Hall of Fame at the Strong National Museum of Play, which is in Rochester, New York. Now, the Toy Hall of Fame started in 1998, and I got to tell you, those early classes of inductees were strong. Play-Doh in 1998, slam dunk. The Slinky in 2000, no question about it. Silly Putty 2001, of course. But somewhere along the line, they started reaching. First, they started including board games like Clue in 2017, Uno in 2018, and even just this year, there's not one, not two, but 3 board games among the finalists: Racco, Phase 10, and Catan. Now, I love a good board game as much as the next guy, but is a board game a toy? Of course not. It's a reason to argue, and for older siblings to create house rules and ensure they win. Board games aren't toys. They're a prep course for the LSAT. And then at some point, they decided to eliminate the act of toy making from toys. In 2008, they inducted the stick. Just last year, they inducted sand. If I went out in my backyard and filled a box with sand and sticks for Christmas, my kids would revolt. But I could actually tell them that even the box is a toy because that got inducted in 2005. The Toy Hall of Fame says they look for iconic status, longevity, and innovative game design. You know, like all the design effort that went into sand. Hey, that's what's last on our list. Thanks for watching the list. We'll see you. YouTube, I may not know what a toy is, but I know a darn good looking streaming platform when I see one, and baby, you're it. The bee's knees, the cat's meow, the dog chewing up a toy or something. I don't know. Maybe not that last one. Anyway, could you please like this video? Could you please leave us a comment? Could you please subscribe? That would be peachy, and you'll never miss the list. Speaking of peaches, how about them apples? Right there, episodes just for you. And I know apples and peaches are like comparing apples and oranges. And now I'm stuck in a Fruit Loop, which ironically doesn't have any fruit in it. Quick, save yourself. Click on an episode. It's your only escape.